Hi everyone, Seth Lennon again here from the beautiful JW Marriott here in Palm Desert, California. And I have the pleasure to be joined by Carol Duncan, who, as of filming this, is last days of her term as our president.
Yes.
Carol, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your year of just inspirational leadership. We really appreciate your time and your effort that you've given to this association.
Well, thanks for the invitation and for being here today and for your assistance all year long. I appreciate you working in the background with me.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. So, Carol, it's time to maybe get a little on the weepy side and reflect on yeah. What are your biggest takeaways from your term?
I'll talk about it on Wednesday, but I think that it's amazing when you go into the chapters and you have conversations. The things we share that National SMACNA is doing, the light bulbs go off. People don't know what we're doing. And you have really good chapter executives, but they aren't listening to them, or they're hearing it for the first time in a different way. And it's getting them excited about what SMACNA is doing and just realizing how far we aren't making it into to our chapters.
Are there any kind of specific things that people are really just getting excited about right now?
I think it's everything. I mean, the education that we've been doing, the Be For All program, the bias and belonging training that was happening this year, we got such great response from that. And the work that we're doing on the mega projects and the work on the website.
I'm excited. It's going to be a good, fun Q1 2025. And I want to go back to what you were just talking about in terms of bias and belonging and Be For All. You have been very passionate and very much a leader on building a workplace where everybody feels valued.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about a lot of I think we, as an industry, even the time I've been at SMACNA over the last 3 years, I think we've made exceptional progress. Tell us about some of the forward momentum we've had over the last few weeks, years.
Well, I think we have, but it's also been a generational change. And we have to recognize that generational shift that we've experienced with the Silver Wave retiring out.
I've got a little bit here, so I don't.
But we're just bringing it more forward than it has been, and we're going to have to be a respectful workplace if we're going to attract the talent for the next generation. And if we aren't engaging our people and letting them be a part of something bigger than just a job, we aren't going to be able to maintain that momentum going forward.
And one of the things we've been talking about we were talking about this, the youth as the tool belt generation. Like, this is the generation that's going to build the foundation. I mean, Angie with the Heavy Metal Summer Experience has really done a lot of the heavy lifting. And I think the thing we don't realize is I don't think that the younger generations out there realize that this is such a great growth opportunity as an industry. Like, you can provide for a family, you have benefits, you have everything you need, and no college debt. And I think that's something we're collectively doing. I mean, you've probably been kind of helping lead the way a lot on that too.
Well, I think the message is getting out there. I mean, I can remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was complaining because her grandson wasn't going to go to college, but he was going to go into the trades. And I sat down and explained to her the background on the trades, and all of a sudden, she never thought about it. And realizing that you're going to come out of the trades after your journeyman years and after being an apprentice, and actually make more than you will if you graduate with a 4-year degree and not have any debt, like you said.
And it's just going back to it's such a generational shift, because my generation was definitely like, it's college or bust. If you don't go to college, it's what are you doing? And it's refreshing to me. A lot of my family are educators, and they are actively lobbying for their students to, like, hey, this is not a one-trick pony. You can go so many different ways. The trades are, and with everything that's going on in terms of, back to what you said, the mega projects, we need to staff them because we need to meet that demand that's going to be placed on our industry.
Yeah, and colleges are starting to realize that they're having a struggle with their value proposition. So it's be interesting to see with our apprenticeship surveys that we do every year. Normally, to see a shift of where our apprentices are coming from, right? It's always been family and friends. So I think we're starting to see those numbers move just in the past couple of years of social media and things that are affecting them to get into the trade. So over the years, it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
So General Sheet Metal had a pretty big VIP in the House a few days ago with Senator Wyden. And tell us a little bit about that discussion, because that's a pretty he's one of our champions, but he's also a very prominent member on in the Senate Democratic Caucus. Kind of just give us a little idea about that.
Well, it's been in the works for almost a year. Bree and I have been talking, his representative from Portland, have been talking and trying to schedule it for over a year, and finally our schedules aligned. But he is a supporter, and I've been a supporter of his for the last 35 years or however long it's been stomping on the Hill.
Now, a little bit of news here. You're going to be taking on a little more of a prominent legislative role. You and Angie are going to be kind of tag teaming on that. And how important is it for member contractors to become politically engaged? Because, I mean, it's just, we have made so many inroads, especially in the last 3 or 4 years, with all the funding coming for public sector projects, work on apprenticeships, and just the world is our oyster right now, but we can't do it without the engagement of our contractors. It takes a village. So why is it so important?
Well, we've been working on those issues. I mean, I started Stomping on the Hill in 1996, and I've always been a member. I was one of the first pay setters, so I'm just coming back.
Welcome home.
But we do need to pay attention because this legislation has taken years to get done, and it takes our voices. And people don't realize their congressmen and their senators can't possibly know everything about everything, and they're only going to know what they hear. And so unless we share our problems and our issues with them, we can't take it to the next. They don't know. And that's, Senator Wyden. We're talking about some of his issues and the 179D, and the tax exchanger stuff and getting that done. He doesn't know what it means to us. And for him to walk the shop the other day and have those conversations and see what's happening with the apprenticeship program and the people that are working for us, it changes everyone's point of view, including the employees.
It's a lot of relationship building, isn't it?
It is, and it takes years and it takes time, but it's time it's well worth it, well worth the investment.
And I worked on the Hill a long time ago in the early part of my congressional, and it is the experts from associations and the membership from associations like SMACNA that really do drive policy. I don't think members actually do realize the impact they have because they are the subject matter experts. And the neat thing about us is a lot of our stuff, in my opinion, is nonpartisan. Yeah. It is building America, building infrastructure, building the workforce, advancing us in so many arenas that it's just so, everybody wins. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, true.
So, what's next?
Well, I haven't had a Gaga day in 4 months, so maybe a day with my grandkids.
Well, that would be great. That's going to be great. I'm sure they're going to be great. They're very happy to kind of have you around a little more, though. I know we're going to miss you. I mean, I know you're still going to be in the association, but
I'm still on a couple of committees, and like you said, I rejoined the pay setters, and so that'll be fun. I'm not going away. I'm focusing now with my business. We went to an ESOP in 2023 as 100% employee owned. So we've been spending a lot of time educating our employees what that means and what a business means and how to read a financial statement and what a balance sheet is, and educating them to the next level as owners so I can walk away and know that my legacy is intact.
And that's got to be really neat for them to have that sense of, it's going to be a terrible pun almost, of ownership, but they have stake in the game, and that actually kind of almost feels empowering.
Well, and I'm excited. We're going to have our first stock reveal ceremony in November 6th. And so they'll see, they know what the stock value was last year, and so we'll reveal what the stock value is this year. And there's going to be some excited people in the room.
I like hearing that.
And when they start to see that build, and they start to see their accounts build and the value of those build, it can't help but change the momentum and the mindset on the job site and on the shop floors when they're making decisions, because now that they can see that money's real.
That's got to be a great feeling.
And you know what? I just had somebody stop me on my way here telling me that the ESOP story, he's going to go to an ESOP this year. So I think it's one of those things that we'll see what happens.
And it's exciting to see that there's so many ways a company can look. It's not just big, small, but how the structure is. And just having that investment from employees, from team members, and what an ESOP can do, that's just, I don't know, it's a great, just a wonderful model. And maybe it's something we maybe need to educate folks on a little more, because there just seems to be a ton of value in it.
I agree with you totally. And I think that it is one of the, I think it's kind of a hidden treasure.
Well, it sounds like the future's still pretty exciting.
Absolutely.
But Carol, thank you so much for everything. Like it's been wonderful on a personal level to partner with you over this last year. And just thank you for everything. And I'm, like I said, it's a little sad, but like I said, it's good to know you'll still be around, but it's been one heck of a year. And
Well,
thank you so much.
It's been an honor to serve, and we have some good people coming up. They're right behind me that got to elevate that next generation.
Yep, looking forward to it. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.